In this video, we will see what is Java, how it is different from C++, what are its features, and what is bytecode, what is Java virtual machine, and one sample program also, and how to execute and run that sample program. So, what is Java? All of us know that this Java is one of the programming languages. But what kind of programming language this is? So this is your uh, object-oriented programming language, and he is the person, James Gosling, who developed this programming language. Object-oriented programming language, we mean that we work in real-world entities programming scenario where we'll be creating classes, objects. And now what is class and object? This we will cover later in this video in one of the slides. And also this Java is compiled and interpreted language. Your other programming languages like C++, C, those were compiled programming languages, but here this Java is your compiled as well as interpreted programming language. And several benefits you get when you use this Java because of this feature. So this feature is also known as write once, run anywhere, because you are compiling the program, you are writing only once the program, and you can execute on any machine irrespective of any platform, any architecture. So this gives you platform independence as well. So this is a major benefit of Java. Now what is this bytecode? Bytecode is the compiled form of your Java program. Whenever user creates a Java program with the .java extension, after compilation, that Java source code file is converted into .class extension file. So this .class file is created with the help of Java compiler. This class file is known as bytecode. So this bytecode is portable and it is platform independent. It is not dependent on any machine or architecture. You can run this class file on any of the architectures, any of the machines, any of the operating systems. So this execution of this class file depends on the Java virtual machine. So this Java virtual machine helps in giving you the program output. So it first checks which programming or which operating system the user has installed on its machine, and based on that it will give you the output. So this gives you write once, use anywhere feature and the platform independence. So finally what we are doing here is we are creating this .java file. So after compilation we are getting .class file. So in the folder where you save your .java file, you will have one another file, that is .class file, which will be there automatically after compilation, and that .class file or the class file will be used by Java virtual machine to convert into machine dependable code or machine language code based on your operating system or the architecture or your platform, whatever you have in your machine. These major benefits you get when you use Java or when you do programming in Java, that is platform independence, which I just explained you in the previous slide, and also Java gives us efficient memory management, as we do not have pointers used in Java. This we were using in C++, but pointers cannot be used in Java, and also a very efficient method of garbage collection is being provided in Java. So this gives very efficient memory management. So these are the major benefits when you use Java other than C++. The features which are provided by Java. So first, yes, of course, it is a very simple programming language, and also it is object-oriented programming language. It works on the concepts of classes and objects, and as we have seen in the previous slides, it is compiled as well as interpreted programming language. It gives us platform independence, and because of this, we have the portability feature in Java. You can use that code and you can run on any machine, so portability is there, and it as it doesn't use pointers, and it has garbage collection feature, so it is more robust and secure. And also Java supports multi-threading. That means more than one part of the program you can execute simultaneously. It gives us the feature of concurrency so that we can have maximum CPU utilization. So these can be the benefits or the features of this very good programming language. When we talk about Java is object-oriented programming language, so it means that it works with classes and objects. Now, what is a class? Class is the general thing. It provides a blueprint. It provides the basis for the object to be created. So it will contain the data and functions. Like in your C, we were creating structures. So structure was having the data, different types of data we can store in structure in C programming language, but in a class in Java, we can have these different types of data as well as some functions which can operate on that data. So this gives the data abstraction or data hiding feature, which is one of the primary features of object-oriented programming language. So these are the data members and member functions which are part of any class. And object is the instance of this class where your class is some general thing. So object becomes your specific thing. Like I said, your class contains some your data members. So these data members are the attributes or the properties which are provided by the class. But the properties must be having some specific values. Like if you talk about your height, weight, so every human being is having some height, some weight, but when you talk about some person, some specific person, so he must be having some specific weight, some specific height. So you are providing the values to that person. So that person becomes the object of human being class. Like here also I have mentioned one example, vehicle. So vehicle is a class. We have various types of vehicles. Each must be having this property, the wheel size, the sitting capacity, etc. So if you talk about some specific object like a BMW car or any scooter, any bike, any bus, so all these must be having the wheel size, the sitting capacity. But what wheel size is, how much is the sitting capacity of this object, that depends particularly on the object, the specific object we are talking about. But all these have these properties, so these properties will be the part of a class. So class includes all the properties and the functions which it can operate on those data members of the properties, and objects provide values to those properties. So this object is the instance of a class. This is specific in nature, and your class is your general thing in nature. It is the blueprint for the object to be created. So this is the Java program, sample Java program, and I have stored this Java program in my Java folder. This is the path. So you must be having these folders, this nested folders in your PC as well. So you can find out this location, this bin directory, and inside this bin directory you will save your source code. Okay, so I have one file. This is abc.java. So abc here is the name of my program, and Java is the extension of this program because we are creating the program in Java language. Now, what is the structure of this program? We will be having some uh, optional things, so we will be discussing in later videos, but this is the primary main minimum requirement to run a program. So here you will be creating one class. So every Java program will be having one class. It doesn't matter if you are creating an object or no, but your main function should be inside one of the class. Okay, so this main, your compilation starts with this main function. So I have written this main function inside the class. So here this class is the keyword and ABC is the name of my class. So one point to note here, that the class which holds this main function, that name should be your program's name as well. Like here my class name is ABC and my program is name is also abc.java. So this similarity should be there, and we should also follow the case sensitivity. If it is written in small case, so my program name will also be in the small case. Then inside the class, I will write here the main function. So this main function will have the statements, the instructions to be executed. So my compilation, the program's compilation will start from here. So it has several keywords like public. So this public keyword mentions the scope of this main function. So this should be executed, and it has the widest scope by writing this public. If I mention it here private, so it will not run. Now static keyword, static means like this main function is mentioned under a class. So to execute this main function, to run this main function, we do not need any object. So as we do not need any object to run this main function, so we have specified here this static keyword. And as main is not returning any value, so we have written here void keyword. And inside this is string args array, and here array name you can specify anything, and string is a data type, so this belongs to your command line parameters, and this will be seeing one of the programs in later videos. And this system.out.println is to print something in Java, and whatever you enclose in the square brackets, so that will be printed in the on your screen. And like in other programming language, every statement ends with semicolon in Java as well. So this is your sample program, and I will tell you how to execute, how to run this sample program, how to view its output on the screen. Now we'll be executing our Java program. So to execute your program, first we need to land up here where your program is located. Like in my case, my program is located in this bin folder. So I have might change my directory to this bin folder. Now here at this command prompt, I will run this my file. First I need to compile my source code file. So to compile the source code file, we need to write here Java C. This is the compiler's name in Java, and then I will provide my file name which I need to compile. So this is the ABC was my file name with Java extension. So now I will press enter, and I will see that if any error comes here or not. So there were no errors in my program. That means my file was successfully compiled. Now the second step is to interpret this compiled file. After this executing this statement javac abc.java, one class file is already created along with this Java file in this bin folder. Because I am not having any errors, so this class file has already been created. When you will look into your bin folder, that class file will be there. So now second step is to use your Java virtual machine to execute to see the output of this Java file. So this here I will type Java to invoke my Java virtual machine, and now I will write only the file name without Java extension, because here we are using the bytecode file class file. Dot class extension file we are using, so we will not mention here dot class. We will only mention this file name. So we will press enter here, and here you can see this was the message which I printed in my source code file, and now it is printed on the screen. So my file is successfully executed also here.